All right, let's go ahead and get started. First of all, thank you all for taking some time out of your day today. I don't expect this presentation to be any more than 15 minutes or so. But I wanted to walk you through how to apply for our cash grant. Now, this is very similar to those of you that are familiar with the cash grants that we have ran in the past. They are a $500 check that would come from the Imagine America Foundation towards a student's tuition. And this is going to be done in honor of our board member who had recently passed away, Russell Wicker Freeman. Many of you may have known him. Just a great guy and a great friend of the foundation. He served on our board for many years and also served as a chairman. And so we really can't thank our donors enough, and you see them listed there for being able to make this possible. But here's what we're going to be discussing today. Briefly, we're going to review the Imagine America Foundation and what's new with Imagine America, as well as who's eligible to apply for this award, what is needed of the student to apply, and where they can go to apply. Just a brief introduction on Imagine America. I'm assuming everybody on this call is familiar with Imagine America, but we were established in 1982 as a nonprofit organization, and we are dedicated to serving the career college community by providing scholarships and awards, conducting sector research, and offering financial literacy to all Imagine America applicants. We also honor achievement in career education and promoting the benefits of career colleges to the general public, which I'm going to touch on in just a second through our podcast and webinar platforms. But we currently work with around 200 campuses all across the United States, and we provide these institutions, I always break it down into three different categories. The first is our scholarship and award programs. We house and manage a scholarship program on behalf of our partner institutions. And what I mean by that is that you can think of it as almost like an outsourced institutional scholarship program, where Imagine America manages and facilitates the application process for our schools and sends the schools finished applications. So in a lot of cases, we actually have a database of around 30,000 high schools across the United States, and we help students apply for this scholarship, and then we work with high school guidance counselors to get students nominated for the awards, and then we send finished applications to our schools. In addition to helping our schools offer a scholarship program, we also provide marketing services through our website, through our newsletter, webinars, podcasts, and then finally, lead generation. So we really do three things for our partner institutions. The first being a scholarship program, the second being marketing to whom we call student influencers. That would be high school counselors, workforce development board coordinators, and VA offices. And what we aim to do is promote career and technical education, but more importantly, the schools that are in our scholarship program and the opportunity that's available to any of their students who may be interested in those partner institutions. So you can think of us as sort of an outsourced scholarship program that comes with marketing. And very briefly, I just want to catch you up on a couple of the things that have been going on here at Imagine America. We've been having some great success assisting schools connect with their community through our webinar platform. And we've done just over 200 of these webinars in the last 2 years. So we've been very busy. And we have done, I want to say 80 in the fall of this past 2021. We're doing another 50 in the spring from now until April. And so if you're interested in more information on how your school can connect with the local high schools and workforce boards and talk to students who may be interested in career and technical education, please let me know after this presentation. Similarly, we have a podcast channel. So if you're not already subscribed to Imagine America Radio, I just suggest subscribing to the podcast channel. And as being a member of the Imagine America Scholarship and Award programs, your school is eligible to do a podcast with the foundation. Now, Imagine America Radio is dedicated to promoting career and technical education. So, and you can find our podcast on our website, and you can look at the types of episodes that we do, but we essentially will reach out to schools and interview them on the programs that they teach. And then we want to promote them as a thought leader on that program to their community. So we will reach out to our database of students and counselors and promote the podcast episode or the interview that we do with your school to these individuals to gain a little bit of insight on who you are and what you offer as a school. So just real quick, what's coming down the pipe for Imagine America? We're looking at, we need some guests for these topics that you see here. So in March, we're going to be talking about certification programs, and in April, online education, and in May, employment services, and in June, medical careers. So if you're on this podcast right now and you know your school does something with any of these categories, please reach out to me after the call. We'd love to have you on the podcast and show you what we could do for your school. All right, now getting to what you're here for. Let's talk about the cash grant. You'll see listed here all of the things that we need for the applicant to have ready when they go to apply for this award. Number one, as of right now, this cash grant is only available for students who have already been awarded the Imagine America Scholarship to begin with. That can be either a high school scholarship, an adult, or a military. It doesn't matter which scholarship they were already awarded, but as long as that they were awarded that scholarship, what I will be doing is sending out to all of my schools the list of individuals who have been awarded a scholarship over the last year or so, because we do require that the student is currently in school, so they can't be an alumni. Because this check would be going towards their tuition, we would need them to be currently in school, but they would have had to have already been awarded an Imagine America Scholarship. They could be awarded today and then be eligible to apply for this. So it doesn't have to be, last year's students. Anybody who is still in school and has been awarded the Imagine America Scholarship is eligible for this. They will also need a picture of themselves. We request that this student takes a picture of themselves either in uniform or in classroom. That would be ideal, but it doesn't have to be that way. It could be just a simple headshot. It doesn't need to be professional. It could be done on a phone, and they will need to upload that as part of their application process. They will also need unofficial transcripts. Essentially, what we want to know is that the student is currently in school and is a good academic standing. They'll also need a letter of recommendation. Now, this letter of recommendation can be no more than just a couple of paragraphs, but we want to know that they are being nominated by somebody at the school who vouches for their character. And to send in, like I said, it could be just 1 to 2 paragraphs on a Word document. That would be fine. And then the other thing that we are doing that's a little bit different this time is, as you all know, this whole country has gotten used to doing, well, when we're doing a Zoom video conference right now. And what that opened up for us was the opportunity to hear from the student in person. And what we wanted to do was to, as part of the application process, the student will be asked to schedule some time with myself where we're going to ask 2 to 3 questions, not anything, too large of a task, but 2 to 3 questions about their educational journey. We'd like to know things like why they chose to go to your school and what they're finding most interesting about your school and what they're learning. We just want to know a little bit more about that person. And so they will need to schedule time for an interview in their application. And I can show you what that looks like in just a second. But essentially, this is the website where students would go to apply for this. And I'm going to click on that in just 1 second here. I think I can share my screen. Great. Okay, so if you're here, and I even have a how to apply video here for students. So if they come to this page and they need to know a little bit more information, they can listen to the video. This opportunity will be closed on March 1st. So this will run from tomorrow. The applications will begin tomorrow and will run until March 1st. So that is the amount of time that your students have to apply for this. And then I have a list of things that they're going to need in order to apply. But essentially, they'll just click this button here, and it will again tell them what they need. But this whole application form is done right here off of this page. And we, again, is asking for their address, their name. They're going to upload a picture and they're going to tell us which school they go to. They should be in alphabetical order here of all of our schools, and what field they're studying, schedule a Zoom call, full name of the person nominating them, and their letter of recommendation, unofficial transcripts, and that's it. Okay, so that is the entire application in a nutshell. So at this time, what I will do is I'll take any questions that you may have. I know that I think somebody did have a question. The answer is, okay, so this person wants to know, what if they haven't started school yet? Can they apply for this, or do they need to wait until they do start school? I would say that they do need to be currently in school. I'd like them to at least be taking a few classes before that they apply for this, only because part of the application process and in our interview process, I want to know a little bit more about the student and why they decided to go to your school and what they're thinking about the classes and how it's going to help them in the future. And so for that reason, I would suggest that only students who are currently in school apply for this. And like I said, I will be sending you a list of all the students that you've awarded a scholarship to, so that you have a list of potential candidates, so that you know who to kind of start with reaching out to this. We will also be doing outreach to the awardees to let them know that this is available and where to go to apply. And we will be in direct contact with all of you as we're doing that. If there are any other questions, please, type them into the chat feature or the Q&A feature. But that does it for me. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to send all of you a PDF flyer on where students can go to apply. And then that way you can forward this to any students that you think may be eligible for this cash grant, and you can send that along to them. And I hope that this information session was helpful to you. And again, we hope that we can get as many applicants for this awesome award, and just a great way to honor a dear friend of ours. And we're very excited to see your applications coming in. So I'm going to leave this screen up for a few minutes in case somebody has questions and they want to ask a question. Please type it into the chat feature or the Q&A feature. Otherwise, if you've got everything that you need from me at this point, you can feel free to log off of this meeting. And again, I'll be reaching out to you with that flyer and instructions on where students can go to apply.